Plumbing, Appliances, and Cabinetry. Video 4. Continuing with our kitchen design, we will move to adding the range hood and upper cabinetry. To do this, we will place a microwave above the range, which also doubles as a range hood, and we will place a cabinet above that. To load the range hood, we will click on the component button, and we will load family, and we will import a microwave range hood from the library. We will locate the specialty equipment folder, choose domestic, and in the mid-range folder you will see several different Revit family files, and we will select the oven-microwave component. Revit will import the component, and we'll rotate in place and align the microwave to be centered over the range. By using our align tool, we will align center to center, and the back of the microwave will be aligned to the sheetrock. Now you'll notice the microwave disappears, and this is because it will by default import itself onto level 00. So as you see here in the section view, we have the microwave hidden behind the range. We select the range, or we can select the microwave and change the elevation. And I believe it would be about 4 foot above. A little more. Actually, right now we could align tool bottom to bottom, and there it is. And then we'll place a cabinet above. We always want to edit in a 2D view. Normally we would add our upper cabinets on the plan view so that they are inserted at the correct height above the first floor line. But for this instance, we can go ahead and just add a cabinet here. We'll go to Component, and we will add the upper wall cabinets. And we saw earlier that the microwave oven was 30 inches, so we can also add a cabinet that's 30. And we use the align tool, make sure we're centered and aligned on top. Now notice we have a gap here. We'll see more detail if I turn on the shaded view, which is quite dark actually, so never mind. We will go back, but you'll see that we have the wall color behind these cabinets. They're not touching, and we would definitely want that to be the case, so we're going to import some upper cabinet filler to fill this gap between the two. So to do this, we will go to Component, and we will load Family, and we will go back to our casework folder and select Wall Cabinets and Cabinet Filler. Now the filler can be edited both horizontally and vertically. So we would not want to place the cabinet filler here on top of this cabinet because it would be above the lower level cabinets. So we're going to move this down to match here. So we're going to click 1 and 2. Whoops. Align here and here. And we will align here and here. And then we will also need to make sure that we are aligned vertically. And again, using the align tool is much more precise than just clicking and dragging. So we'll go 1, 1, and 1, 1, and boom, boom, and boom, boom. All right, so there's our filler. Filler for the bottom is probably necessary given the gap we have, but we'll also want to have somewhat of a gap, just not this much. So we'll do the same thing again. We'll load the base cabinet filler, so we'll click on Component and Load Family, and go to the base cabinet folder and click the filler. Now the filler on the base has the the toe plate, the toe space at the bottom, which is why we want to use it. See that I accidentally selected the upper cabinet filler and it's shorter. So there you go. Base cabinet filler. Okay, it says we can't use this type in the host. Okay, so we'll need to go to the plan view, which sometimes Revit will give you an error message. You just need to read it and interpret what's going on with it. So back to first floor and component, and we'll go to base cabinet filler. This was in the recently used. Spacebar to rotate. We always want our cursor on the wall side so that it is installed correctly. And then again, we'll click. Actually, we'll edit one and then we'll mirror it. If we are intentional about symmetry, then most of these things can only be edited once and then copied. Okay, mirror command, flipped around, and back to section view. And there's my filler. It actually was filled to the line of the countertop, but that's fine. We can align here, not a problem. Boom, boom, and boom, boom. And then we could make our countertop come over as well. Again, that's not as precise as we want, so align there, and there to there. So now we have a finished cabinet profile with our appliance. This cabinet filler piece is obviously, you can customize it, you can make it as short as it needs to be. So we didn't leave a gap here, not a problem. In the field, they will play that out and make sure that it works. Definitely do not want to have the cabinet be touching that close, but the filler piece is fine to use. Alright, so next we will need to find a refrigerator that we can place in the model. We'll go back to first floor for that. There's some default components in here, which the template gave us. I'm not sure if that's the exact one that's here on the plan right now, but we can check and see. Refrigerator is down in the R's. And let's just try the biggest. It's looking like that might be different, but I can show you where to find the correct one. So you can put in the default refrigerator. It's not a big deal. I think this one's a little bit bigger. This is a 35-inch wide. It looks like the one in the model is a 30, maybe 7 or 8. And we don't have that in our options, so we can load a different one. We can go back to specialty equipment. And domestic, mid-range. There's a couple refrigerators here, side by side. We can import that, see what happens. Right now, of course, the intent is to learn the software. We don't really need to worry about design element yet. So we're going to click this down against the wall. And it looks like this one will fit. It's different from the one that's on the plan, but it will fit in the space, so we can go with that. And if we look back in our section view, you'll see that the refrigerator is in place. Nice current model of refrigerator. And the only thing we're lacking is this set of cabinets on this end here. So I'll try to not run out of time like the last video. But we will just place more base cabinets in. We can design freely on this. If you want to have some smaller cabinets, single door, you could throw in some single door. You could throw in some double door and a combination of the single doors. It's really just up to you. Again, that boxed design for this corner piece would have to be something that we would import that's not in the default. So we're just going to leave this section empty and void, even though we know that it would probably not be void if we were to really build this thing. Alright, back to base cabinets. Maybe start with the 30 here. Oop. Component 30, and cursor on the wall. And we'll put that in, just see what we get. There's a 30. We'll definitely want a single door in the corner for that boxed piece. So we'll go single, let's say 24. Get a little glitchy here. Component. Base 24. We can click here, and obviously we would again use the align tool. Modify align. We'll align to the cabinet line, not the countertop. Alright. And then that'll be a single door that opens, and then it would go back into the corner. Alright, so let's measure what we have here left. We would have to use our dimensioning tool. We're sitting at 2 feet 3. So that's going to be 24, 5, 6, 7, 27-inch cabinet. So let's see what we have here in the component section. 27 is obviously not an option because we would, of course, need it and not have it. So let me show you how to customize one. You don't want to customize a cabinet unless it ends in a multiple of 3 numerically. So we'll take this single door. We can edit type. And we'll get into the material and finishes in a different video, but we have the dimensions here. So if we change this number now, we're going to be editing the 24-inch type cabinet, which we don't want to do. So we're going to duplicate, and we're going to name it the 27-inch cabinet. And then we're going to click on the width, and we'll change it to 27 inches, which will give me 2 foot 3. And I'll select OK, and then Revit will generate a new size. Just keep in mind that if you make a new size, you might be having a custom cabinet made for your kitchen, which would cost more for your client. Alright, please see the next video for the finishing touches on the kitchen.